and Mikey Luis Sanchez, with Alex Longarella going from P21, your championship leader. Fernando Bajosa in P22, with Gabarini and Ramadhipa on road. And we do go racing. It's a great start for Pertelli from the front row of the grid, from third place, as he looks to take lead on the run to turn 1. How will that hold, though, on the braking zone 2, turn 1 now? Karpushin as well put himself into potential podium positions. Carlos Cano already getting his elbows out on the run to turn 1. The launch of the move now is the rest of the field. Alvaro Lucas losing a little bit of ground himself. Of course, at Mazzano, a big high side. It's not affected his confidence at all as he looks for a move over at turn 5. He thinks better of it. You need to lose around the second in that sector. Otherwise, you will be slapped with a penalty for it, as you see a few more moves being made over at turn 10. Definitely a hot spot in the European Talent Cup class. As well, they will need to keep in mind they're both from the Pacino Racing squad, and the last thing they're going to want to do is collide or make any sort of contact with each other. But certainly it's been those two in the top 2 for majority of this race in the last couple of laps, as now Carlos Cano puts a stop to that as he enters P2.
As it looks like Cano, he doesn't this time. Actually, he's defending from Alvaro Lucas and Travis Borg right behind him, but he does hold on to that provisional podium spot.
We do continue on. 5 and a bit laps to go. We soon enter the last handful of laps.
See how these different strategies play out. One thing to note, we are approaching 2/3 race distance, so if a red flag was to come out, results would be called, race would be called, full points awarded. We see Travis Borg going up the inside, Frankie Lou Sanchez and Pertelli. Yeah, we had confirmation of the number 55 being involved in that crash at turn 10. A shame for both of them, as they were enjoying very strong races. We see Borelli look like he was going to try a move for P1, but decided against it, settles for P2.
You can just see walking away from the gravel track. Carlos Cano dropping down the order yet again. And Ramadhipa, what a year it's been for him, of course. Took his first win over at Magny Cours of the season, and what a victory it was. He's shown that he can be aggressive on this last lap, as has Alvaro Lucas as he goes back up the inside at turn 10. Longarella sitting in podium position, sitting in third place. And of course, these little incidents, these collisions, are putting less and less riders in this group. Therefore, there's less people for you to get mixed up in. But Lucas running wide, and now he drops down to P3, promoting the likes of Ramadhipa back into the lead.
To take the lead of this race with 4 laps to go. Unlikely he's going to hold that on this long run into turn 1 with the slipstream that his rivals will get, as Carlos Cano once again taking the normal racing line. Although we see the number 51 of Daquan also take that line, but it's Borelli who holds P1 on the entry into turn 1.
Yeah, great turn 1 for Borelli. Alvaro Lucas continuing to lose some positions, though we do though on these final 2 laps. It's certainly building to be a showstopper in the European Talent Cup. Will it be Cano? Will it be Ramadhipa? Could it even be Tassini? We're gonna have to wait and find out as Ramadhipa hits the front.
Ramadhipa hitting the front at turn 1. We've seen him be at the front of the field throughout this race, despite that penalty that he was given. It's a remarkable one
yet again, but Carlos Cano, the number 1, is on the attack. Watch for Alvaro Lucas as well on the 46 CF motor machine. Now tipping into turn 1 it is Carlos Cano who leads the way.
Leading out of turn 1, he'll be vulnerable down into turn 5. You would think the field will close up on him, and if he remains in P1,
so not what he'd be hoping for at all, as we do continue on at the front of things. Borelli now back down to P8, P9 after that error. But Carlos Cano, 2 corners now remain. Will it be himself or Ramadhipa? Could it be a last corner move? The 32 looks up the inside, but Cano swoops round, and it is going to be Carlos Cano who takes victory, or will it be? It's a drag race, it's a photo finish at the line, and we await to see on the timing screens who is it going to be. Ramadhipa showing 0.007 of a second. Carlos Cano, 2nd place for himself, but a massive day in the championship. Ramadhipa, what a fight that was for Ramadhipa. Celebrations begin. Here's your race winner though, Ramadhipa. What a moment it is. He's in disbelief, I think it's fair to say, emotional to say the very least. Is P1, Go gets technical checks done. Of course, P4 in the, where it's going to be an all-out title decider. But Ramadhipa, well, fully tucked in underneath the screen, nearly contact between the two of them. And it was a drag race all the way to take P1 in the European Talent Cup. Emotional scenes down in Parc Fermé. Always a
Kiandra Ramadhipa, P24 on the grid, victory on the last lap here. How was that for you?
Yeah, I feel incredible right now. I still cannot believe what I just do in this race, because it's very difficult race, very tough race. First, I want to say Alhamdulillah, thank you to Astra Honda Racing team, my team, Junior Talent team, and also all my sponsor. I just still cannot believe what I just do, but I will keep this momentum and I will keep working hard.
And for your family?
Ya, Alhamdulillah, ini untuk Indonesia dan juga untuk keluarga saya, ayah. Ini buat ayah dan juga untuk Astra Honda Racing Team dan juga Junior Talent Team. Terima kasih sudah bekerja minggu ini dengan sangat baik. Saya membalas kesalahan saya kemarin di qualifying. Saya harus start dari nomor 24, tapi yang hari ini untuk Indonesia.
Kiandra, well done.
Thank you so much.
Kiandra Ramadhipa now up on the podium with the Indonesian flag. Shaking the hands, of course, to his competitors. P1 up in the air too. And thank you yet again to his team for that one. Jacob Rolston, of course, recovering after an injury, but nonetheless, he's been in the paddock throughout the whole weekend. Now he gets handed the trophy to your race winner as we hear the Indonesian national anthem.
Como ha cantado el himno Kiandra Ramadhipa.
So a few tears as the Indonesian national anthem rings out. Now the photos for social media as we look back at the results of an incredible ride for Ramadhipa. Kiandra Ramadhipa is your winner, 7 thousandths of a second. Another photo finish in the championship standings. Carlos Cano, a second place in this one, secures him the championship lead. 11 points of an advantage ahead of Valencia. Ramadhipa finishes P3, up a few positions in the order with Alberto Puig and Alvaro Lucas rounding out the top.